Here's the one thing that you're missing when you're actually successful on your diet. Most people fall off the wagon, and not even in a bad way, but ultimately people get to a point where things don't go the way that they should. And here's how you completely solve it. This is called the success curse. The success curse is when you simply do so well that you move out of a bad place that you end up not doing the things that drove you in the first place. Most of our clients, we call it the 10 kilo curse. Now, it doesn't have to exactly be 10 kilos, but it can be a longer period. What that means is like you end up getting the results that you want, but internally, not externally. So most people have an idea of like body weight that they'd like to be, or they'd like to be a certain dress size, or whatever it is. You end up finding that you get to that point before you reach the tangible target. And then there's a gap between how you feel and the tangibility of your goals. One of our clients, Archana, just said on a call with Tom that actually she set another target of getting 50 kilos, and she ended up going, I don't actually want to get to 50. The drive was for 52. I didn't think that was possible in the first place. So when she got to 52, the ability to get down to 50 was much harder because she actually got what she wanted. Now, most people, you might have heard this before, but like people say that the last part of a diet or the final parts of a diet are much harder than the rest of the diet. It's not particularly true. From a physiological perspective, internally in your body, it's the same. A diet is a diet, fat loss is fat loss, calorie deficit is calorie deficit, but how you think about it is the defining factor in whether you actually achieve it or not. So most people end up at this success curse because they've never had results like this before. Now, I know most people might be watching this going, but I don't even get any results and I gain it back. Well, that's the problem with being with Autonomy. We get you great results, and we have different problems than people that are stuck in a rut, crap coaching, or just a cookie cutter approach that never get the results. Whereas we actually have problems like this, two good problems, success problems, but they're equally as important as the other problems because they need to be understood to move forward from. That doesn't mean actually that when people hit this success curve, to 8 to 10 kilos, they start doing less than they're supposed to do, they start missing days of their steps, they start saying yes to more things than they're actually supposed to say no to. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing and that we shouldn't be reprimanded for those decisions to take our foot off the pedal. You've earned the right to take the foot off the pedal. But most people get caught in this mindset where they push for more mentally, but physically, action-based, they don't do the things that they should do because they don't want it anymore. So what we do with our clients at Autonomy is we take people through this success curse and we actually allow them to either stay at the weight that they want to and their actions will align with their results, or we utilize a technical mindset trick to push them further. Now, if you're in this rut where you've lost 8 to 10 kilos and you're struggling to do more and more and get further results, this is how you reframe it. You go simply, what is the difference between where I am right now and the extra 2 or 3, 4, 5 kilos that you want to lose? If you can't distinguish between this place and the benefits of over here versus the benefits of here, you don't want those results. If I ask you to articulate what's the difference between a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, but your goal was just to have a sports car, you wouldn't really care that much. You might be able to distinguish the price, the color, but what benefit does it have to you? When I got my Porsche, old banger, 2009 I think it is, it's a limited edition, it's an old boy, it's 160,000 miles on the clock. I didn't care because I just wanted a sports car. I didn't care if it was a Porsche, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Mustang. I didn't care because I just wanted a nice car, a 2-seater car that went fast, that when you put it on the accelerator, you knew about it. So therefore, I didn't care about the difference between the price of a Porsche versus the price of a Lamborghini. So what my thought process was, I don't want to wait, save all my money for the Lamborghini when actually I could get the same benefit from the Porsche. And that's how most mindsets work. If you have a faint, distinguished level of abs, and you're like, right, I need to push it further, but you can't distinguish between the benefits mentally, physically, emotionally, health-wise to go between a flat stomach and a defined stomach, you won't want to get there. Most people can't articulate the differences between where they are right now once they've hit that 8 to 10 kilo marker and the extra 3 kilos. And that's where the problems arise, because if you can't articulate, you can't see the goal, you can't see the benefit, then why do you push? You don't. Subconsciously you think, it would be nice to have a Ferrari, but I'm getting the same benefits from the Porsche. So why would I save more money? Why would I save 10 times the amount to go and get a Lamborghini? Hopefully that understands. You can take that into anything, houses, cars, Rolexes. If you just want a nice watch, why would you spend 20 grand on a Rolex, sacrifice all the other things if you can get that from a Cartier or a fucking rotary watch, you know? That's the bit where people fall short. The success curse allows you to, makes you think that you're doing a bad job, but actually it's tapping into the mindset of what you truly desire. And most people don't have an awareness of what they truly desire. Most people think that they want one thing, They get the other thing, they're happy with the other thing, and then the gap between this and this makes them feel unhappy because they're not where they thought that they were going to be. And expectations in mismatch with their reality, and they end up being unhappy, disconcerted, going around in cycles, and not actually truly embracing the fact that they've lost 10 kilos, 8 kilos, and they internally are happy. Here's a test. If you have gone 8 to 10 weeks on a diet and you have done really, really well, you've executed, you've done the steps, you've said no to things, you've said yes to the right things, and you're moving in the right direction, but then all of a sudden you start saying yes to more things. You say yes to that drink at the socials that you've been diligent about. You said that you were going to stick to 3 drinks, but then you actually did 8. Or you didn't weigh your food that week because you just didn't think about it. Those things are the actions that tell you week after week that where you are right now is a safe and happy place, and that your internal clock doesn't want to go any further with the mindset it currently has. Now, you can do 2 things in this scenario to get out of the success curse. The one is that you can actually go, right, the difference between here and here is these things, and this is the benefit of this Lamborghini, this Rolex, but here's a rotary watch or a Swatch or fucking Swatch or Hublot. I've watched too many watch videos. Hublot's over here. I've got a Hublot, or I've got the opportunity to have a Hublot, and the Rolex is over here. If I just wanted a watch, I'm not going to go and attain for the Rolex because I don't truly care. I don't truly articulate the things that I need to have to be able to have a Rolex or attain that type of skill. So what you do is you get happy where you're at right now. You realize that tangible targets are there to set goals, not to be always attained. The goal for you to join a coaching program to get your fat loss is never to hit a specific number on the scales. It's actually to feel fucking better when you look in the mirror, you're brushing your teeth, butt naked, and you're like, shit, I look okay. I don't hate the way I look. If that's what you get and that's what you like, and you can't articulate the difference between I look all right versus I need to look better, and what the difference is between those 2 things, just be happy where you're at. Maybe in another year, 6 months time, if you maintain this physique, you can have another go at dieting further down if you truly desire that thing to be done. Most people, in my experience, helping people, thousands of South Asian individuals, help them get in shape and stay in shape forever, is most people lose that 8, 10, 15 kilos when they reach that perceptive action-based happiness. They're just happy. They're good where they're at, and they can stay there and they can maintain. Now, also a side note on this is the further you push out of discomfort, but actually you're happy, but then you push further for obligatory reasons. I guess it's like, you know, when you do things to make other people happy and then you end up regretting it in the future, and then you end up not doing it consistently, or you hate it. That's the same way with this dieting. You end up obligatorily not loving the process of moving forward, so you end up not liking it, you end up rebounding a little bit more, because the more you take your rubber band and stretch it out of a place that you want to be, but you're stretching it further and further, you end up pinging back. So one step, if you're 8 to 10 kilos down, you're feeling happy, you start to see those signs that you're dropping off in intensity, you're saying yes to more things than you're supposed to, you're going around in those cycles, your body weight is not going anywhere, you just go into maintenance and live that place, because your actions speak louder than words, and your actions determine that you are happy, you're subconsciously in a great place. Step number 1. Now, if you're looking at this going, I'm 4 weeks into this plateau thing, I'm going round in cycles, but I do want more. I do want a better physique. I do want to achieve more, and I can outline and clearly outline the benefits between this and this. You just need to mentally map what the difference is and why the place that you're in right now is not as good as the place over there. Analogy of the car scenario. If you can distinguish an exact blueprint of why the Porsche is not as good as the Lamborghini, and the Lamborghini things are the things that you want, and here's all the 10 benefits that you get from this over this, you'll have a clarity and a refresh of why this is important. It will re-engage your brain, and you'll almost then push through that barrier, because now the place that you're in is not a place that you want to stay. We've had that success, we've had that understanding that we've come from over here, we're now over here, but this place is not good enough, so therefore we'll move forwards. They're your 2 options when it comes to success curves. And the thing is that you don't want to start blaming yourself for things like motivation, discipline, saying yes to things. Subconsciously, it's teaching you a lesson. Most people lack the awareness of what they truly desire. I always say, and there's really good research on this, we're shit at predicting what makes us happy, but we damn sure are very good predictors of what will make us not happy. So we can list out the things that we don't like, and then we can work from there on the things that we do like. So I don't like having a little bit of a belly. I don't like feeling lethargic. I don't like drinking too much at weekends because it affects this, this, and this. And then you can start building out a thing that you don't like. And if those things align with the future moving forwards, then that's okay. If you can't find a reason not to stay in this position and move forwards, you'll always stay here. Lord of the Rings. Frodo, in his lovely little place, having a great time, gets the ring, and now he has this burden. He has this thing, he has this great journey to go on because of this so importance of this ring to move forwards, to go out of the Shire, to go and take big steps to go to Mordor. If he would have never had the ring, he would have never went to Mordor, never even thought about it, he would have just been living happily ever after. But because that importance of that ring allowed him to move forwards, he stepped out of his comfort zone and went on that journey. If you're happy and you don't have a ring of desire to go to Mordor, then you don't need to leave the Shire. And that's the success curse, is people think that they need to go to Mordor with the ring every single time to the highest peak of the highest mountain, when actually we're more than likely just happy where we are, making large amount of change and feeling better. So have a think about where you sit on this success curse and how that affects your mindset, and whether you're just stuck in that rut because actually you're in a really good place, but you're not giving up that tangible target, that Mordor vision, that journey to go higher, when actually you don't really want to. So sit down, think about what is the difference between where you're at right now. Let's say you're 80 kilos and you got to 70. And at 70, you start doing the things that you're not supposed to do, and it starts going around in the cycles, and you're 70 to 72. If you cannot identify why it's better to be 65 versus 70, stay at 70 until you have that mental clarity, that understanding of why 65 is better. And then you'll maintain better. You'll be able to stay in shape forever. And it's one of the biggest things that we've done at Autonomy to help people stay in shape is not purposely push people past their action-based decisions and their mindset around where they find themselves happy. One of the biggest common denominators behind people staying in shape forever is finding a place where they feel better and then learning to stay there. Most people push past things to tangible targets. They think that they want things over there, and they end up doing things negatively that impact their decision to get there, and they end up far back in that direction. So, quick one from me. Hopefully you enjoy the success curse. It is something to move over once you achieve that success. However, if you're watching this video and you're not even at this point where you've lost 8 to 10 kilos, you're not getting to that plateau part where you're feeling super happy, and you just aren't even in the position where you are losing weight right now, drop me a DM on Instagram, nathan.autonomy, and we can help you lose the next 5 to 10 kilos in the next 90 days, eating that traditional South Asian food, and really helping you get to the point where we are having this conversation about the success curse. Let me know your thoughts.